Hello! In this video tutorial, I will teach you how to set features so they charge only on the first run or any given number of runs within an order. So let's get started. To begin, we'll take a look at the features. In order to set this where the features only charge for specific runs, there's two places we need to take a look. The first is the features. So we'll go to the Define menu and Features. And let's take a look at an example that might be a one-time charge. Of course, it does not hurt to set all of your features up like this. But let's take a look at maybe reverse or reply box would be a good one. So reply box is typically a flat fee. It's charged one time, $30, and it's done. So what we want to do is within our feature setup, you'll notice that there is a can be free for some runs. We want to make sure that that is checked for every feature where you would only want it to charge one time. Reverse would also be a good example of times where you would charge one flat fee and then the rest of the runs there would be no charge for the reverse. Quite possibly frame. And it does not hurt to set all of your features to can be free for some runs because you can always control it on the rate card itself. There are two places, as I mentioned previously, that you have to set it in order for the free features to go into effect. Let's go now to the rate card. And we're going to take a look at this classified rate card for Help Wanted. And we'll see what features are applied. Now we just took a look at frame. So let's add frame as a $7.50 one-time charge for the Help Wanted ads. So in order to do that, right now we're on Publication tab, and you'll notice that down in the grid, remember we don't want to look at the Create Pricing Entry portion of the window, but we want to look at the grid itself. This Create Pricing Entry, this is just the last thing that was entered. So it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what the actual pricing is. And as you see, as I change things within this, nothing happens to my pricing for tab publication 1. So that's just a reminder there. But what we want to do is right now, we'll see starting run number 1, enable free features is not checked. So that means that this feature frame will charge $7.50 for the first run. If I want it to charge $7.50 for the second run, I have to do nothing here because it will just charge $7.50 every time. If I do not want it to charge on the second run and only on the first run, what I want to do is recreate what is down in the grid with the exception of starting run number, change that to 2. Select Enable Free Features. Make sure your pricing is the same. So $2.47 for 25 words and 0 for each additional line thereafter. Or actually, these should be words. And I'll click Insert. Now, if we take a look at the grid, we'll see that the starting run number 1 for tab publication 1 on monthly rate, there is going to be a $7.50 charge for frame, but on run number 2, enable free features is selected. So that means if this ad is to run 2 times or more, it will only charge $7.50 for the first run. Let's take a look at the broadsheet publication. So on the broadsheet publication, it will also charge $7.50 for a frame. Now, if this is what you want, all is well, and it will charge $7.50 every run. But in the event that you do not want it to charge after the first run, then you will change the starting run number to 2. Make sure Enable Free Features is selected. Copy your price from in the bottom grid, so $4.01 for 25 words, and each additional word is 25 cents. And insert. So now what we have is it will charge $7.50 for publication 1 for the broadsheet, and $7.50 for tab publication 1 for the first runs, so a total of $15. And then for runs 2 and beyond, it will not charge anything. Let's take a look at another example of, let's say, online publication 5. Let's say you don't want online publication 5 to be charged at all for a frame because it's an online publication and there's no ink involved, so there's really no extra cost to you. So what we want to do in that case is change the starting run number to 1, match your pricing, so it's 3 cents. Make sure our Enable Free Features is selected. And once we have the pricing matching the grid below, so we have 3 cents for 25 words and no additional charge for words thereafter, Enable Free Features is selected and starting run number is selected. So we'll click on the run number 1 in the grid, right click and say delete selected pricing, and then insert our selected pricing from above. So the only thing we've changed here is now Enable Free Features is selected for the first run for online publication 5, meaning there will be no charge for any of the features associated with online publication 5. In the event that you want to charge for let's say you want to charge for the feature every other time, it's simple enough. Let's go back to broadsheet publication 1. And if we want to charge for the third run, and we want to charge for the feature, all we do is simply change the starting run number to 3, uncheck Enable Free Features, set our pricing, and insert. So now what we have is it will charge for the run number 1, not charge for run number 2, and then charge for run number 3. And then you can continue at whatever pattern you like or need thereafter. Once you have completed the feature settings for all of the publications within the rate card and all the rate names within the rate card, you'll want to make sure that you save your rate card. This concludes how to configure free features for some runs within an order. Thank you.